Good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Chomjosha. Today, the Prime Minister, Rebna Nabbanja, has emphasized that government will address discrepancies affecting the fishermen operating on Lake Victoria. This follows the recent incident in Nachirimira, Mayuge district, where 2 fishermen died after a boat capsized as they attempted to flee from the Fisheries Protection Unit enforcement team. We have a detailed report on this story.
Recently, the Fisheries Protection Unit carried out an operation in Nachirimira, Mayuge district to curb illegal fishing. During the operation, fishermen were arrested.
We arrested 15 suspects. We found them with illegal fishing gears called beach seine and boat seine.
The sector commander for Jinja and Mayuge, Stephen Taremwa, says one of the victims attempted to push one of the enforcement member into water, which caused the boat to capsize.
On the process of us withdrawing back, taking them to police station, one of the suspects, one of the fishermen, called Liso Brian, confronted our coxswain by names of Owunda Jackson. He grabbed his neck. They fall in water, which led to imbalance in the boat. The suspect jumped out of the boat. Others started swimming. Our personnel, our soldiers on the ground who was on the boat, rescued 7 suspects. 6 of them managed to swim and run away after the landing site. 2 of them did not manage. That is Kagoma Moses and Oswam Matia.
Since the incident, there has been misinformation on the number of people who died during the operation.
Era munkole iyo abana bafa kubemeka babiri nakakasande bafa kubabiri gazirawo ndiye yongerako era twabazike wange Nakirimira mu igombole ly'Ekityerera.
UBC visited some of the families where the deceased were buried last week in Nachirimira village in Mayuge district. The widow of 24-year-old Oswan Matia Alowo Margaret has one daughter of 3 years.
Amena gange niza igumba dani twaja mu kuvuba eryato lyavaayo lyali atugema ngaye mulimu abasibe abandi nga basatwaye nga basibe bampingu
yaidanga ife tumaze okuyikamu nga n'abantu bafiire kati nsubira abajasi mu kwewuga olwatu gakumbali yakubere na mugongo yebasinzirira eryato erindi lyaida era neri eryamani tutwala mu ikomere nakalanga.
The second site was the family of the 28-year-old who left her widow Mwaiduma Naigaga and 5 children, with the eldest 8 years.
Nandekera abana batano. Nandekera abana batano yanzira buyambi. Nzira wendia. Nzira ni wenima.
Wano mubadde mwine ebizibu bingi. Nakagamba yabitusako mu cabinet. Ekizibu ekisooka eky'ebyennyanja envuba. Ekyo tukikolako era tugenda kitereeza. abali ku nnyanja babadde babaddusaddusa tugenda kitereeza era tubasaba mubeere bagumu ekyo tugenda kitereeza.
Residents say the operations on the lake have rendered many fishermen unemployed.
Renowned professor of chemistry, Professor Enos Chiremire, wants government to utilize the knowledge in some of the publications by the country's professors to solve Uganda's challenges. Professor Enos, a member at the National Planning Authority, has written over 200 books, some of which he says can contribute greatly to Uganda's development.
In chemistry, in biology, in geography.
Born of Rukunjiri district in western Uganda, Professor Enos Chiremire is preparing to celebrate his 80th birthday this month. After completing his degree in chemistry at Makerere University in 1970, he secured an opportunity in Canada where he embarked on his PhD journey, and in 1977 he could not return to Uganda due to insecurity. He then sought opportunities in countries like Zambia and the University of Namibia before he returned after 47 years. This professor of chemistry was well received by his country, Uganda, and was incorporated as one of the authority members of National Planning Authority, NPA. Professor Enos Chiremire has written over 200 books, some of which he says can contribute greatly to Uganda's development.
And I've even come up not only to tear materials which are metals or non-metals, but also to can tear compounds which are chemical, which can conduct electricity, which can be superconductors. Using this knowledge, you can tell. You give me the formula, I can tell this compound can conduct electricity. This cannot conduct electricity. Also to the compound. This metal has got high conductivity. Further recently have come up with a book that you can combine two different metals like zinc and scandium and create another metal, a hybrid, which has got particular properties. So in future, people will make more metals by combining. Or you take carbon and zinc and create a material which is alloy or which is metallic. So in future, metals will be made based on this knowledge in laboratories. You go to a laboratory, you create copper. You make it. You could laboratory make iron.
One of his publications, titled The Double Capping Theory, has sold 10 million copies internationally since 2018.
Can you imagine this book, which is sold over 10 million copies in England at 82 US dollars, is about over 1 billion US dollars. Are you with me? Over 1 billion US dollars, one book. And if I was to get 12% of that, it's about 100 million US dollars. I would be having 100 million US dollars on my bank account here, but I've got zero. So, to me, this is what the exploitation of intellectual property.
Publishers like Professor Enos Chiremire play a pivotal role in the dissemination of knowledge and information through the production and distribution of educational materials and research findings.
So I want people to get interested. It is that interest, that love for knowledge, that love for science that is going to push Uganda ahead. So I would like to Ugandans, even the minister, say, let's start publishing here. Let's invest money and start publishing these books. I have them in my computer. I didn't bring here in the office. I mean in my house. Can we publish these books here? Can you create lecturers or students who can be taught by this gentleman? All I need is just a little money to buy chalk and a pen.
Professor Enos Chiremire has now urged government to use the knowledge in the publications like his to tackle some of the country's challenges. Adia Nakuti, UBC.
Thank you so much, Adia Nakuti. Kawempe North by-elections has caused mixed reaction and on the political direction following the emerging competition for the seat. It follows the EC declaration of Kampala North seat vacant following the death of Muhammad Segirinya. Several candidates have entered the race, and we have a detailed report on what's transpiring.
The former Kawempe North Member of Parliament, Mohamed Segirinya the Late, was known to his constituents as the voice of the people. Segirinya's death seems to have left a vacuum. Following Article 83 of the Constitution, the Electoral Commission opened the process to fill the vacant Kawempe North seat. Major political parties are contesting the by-election. FDC has nominated Muchibi Sadat, also known as Khalifa Aganaga.
Sadat Muchibi emerged victorious to represent the Forum for Democratic Change parliamentary elections in the Kawempe North.
According to that experience, because I believe in me, I'm a leader inside, I am the right person.
The NRM has presented Hajati Farida Nambi.
You had started the campaign for NRM, so we truly want to thank you. We want to thank Madam Hajati Nambi because all these are our aspirants.
National Unity Platform has presented 10 candidates now undergoing vetting. 10 candidates await scrutiny.
In which chapter of the 1995 Constitution do we find fundamental human rights and freedoms located?
The 10 candidates include Council Elias Nalukola Luimbazi, Umar Magala, Mulumba Mathias, Luemba Luswa Muhammad, Salunkuma Salim, Senkungu Kenneth, Nsereko Moses, Kachika Frederick, Dr. Charles Rubagumia and Saul Ziwa. All candidates have signed a consent agreement prohibiting them from running as independents.
To the effect that I will not contest in case I'm not the one found to be suitable by the vetting panel. So I have subjected myself to the process.
It will be grateful for me, and if I happen not to get a card, I will be behind that person who has got a card, so that we can push our party in front.
By the party, and I am willing to support him. I am willing to go door by door in Kawempe North to support and win massively with 95%.
Case, and the probability is very minimal for the card not being on my side. I respect the party decision, which I know will have been done in good faith for the good of the party and for the good of Uganda as a country at large.
This week, the candidates presented their manifestos in a debate that was also attended by the party president Robert Kyagulanyi.
The seat of a member of parliament, I will tell you the obvious first. The constitutional commandment under Article 79 provides to the effect that a member of parliament is supposed to legislate. I will legislate, ladies and gentlemen. I will supervise activities of the central government in my constituency. I will further my activities of fighting for justice and human rights.
I want to use this opportunity to express ourselves in form of a protest vote in the year 2025 in Kawempe Division North. Summarized my program in only 5 letters. JHATE, where J stands for job creation. Because where I'm residing, people are lacking jobs.
I elected as a member of parliament. I will begin with build a hospital in my constituency. Well, the problem we have one NHS, one hospital, one NHS center, one hospital in Kawempe.
To make sure that everybody in Kawempe North, you are connected to the national grid. I'm bringing my expertise that you'll get your materials.
I always follow the core value of National Unity Platform. And again, I promise you, and the people of Kawempe and Uganda in general, I'm going to advocate for the people
all the time.
He's going to donate Segi box. He's going to do what? Because of the Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. Your Excellency, please join me and we observe a moment of silence to pay respect in the Honorable Muhammad Segirinya.
To stick on the core values of NUP. I will advocate for them on the floor of Parliament.
This was a process of identifying a leader who knows the values of the party. Some candidates exhibited great manifestos that matched the party's development agenda.
In North constituency, we have a challenge of insufficient or inadequate planning for our resources, including human and other resources. We don't plan. Even those projects you see there, a good number of them are put in place before planning. We need sufficient planning.
In your view, is the greatest development challenge facing Kawempe North?
There are so many, sir. The first one is poor drainage, Emiala. Poor drainage, Emiala. Then the second one, poverty, 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 poverty. Poverty, Mr. President, poverty. That's why I came up with this idea. Nsereko Moses saving Boxy.
Thank you.
Mercy Walukemba, the NUP Electoral Commission Chair, emphasized transparency.
Not change the process. As you see, this committee, we award 50 marks. Then we are going to have another team that's going to be on ground to assess the strength of our candidate on ground. That's how we are going to get our candidates. It's going to be transparent.
Residents of Kawempe North applauded the party's competence and accountability.
My party, my president, and whoever brought this idea. That's why we are people power. And I'm very proud, that's what I can say, because I'm sure all opponents are now against, they don't know what they are talking about. Now they are saying this party. And that signifies the importance and the innovation of our party.
Through in the transparent way that we elect or we select the winner based on the merit. So far, all the people who have participated are quite good. I wish them all the best, but I request all those who are going to stand, who are standing on this national platform, to support whoever wins.
I'm so happy of this process we've been going through. Today, as we, the National Unity Platform, we've been through the process, and a process which went very, very well.
In Nukwe, it has given it as at least a biggest level. In fact, in the whole world, in Uganda and the whole world. If you want to be the NMP and you cannot possess yourself in English, remember in Parliament, they debate in English.
First of all, I want to thank my party for what they have done. I'm sure that every candidate showed his ability, that he or she can, what is going to represent in the Parliament.
Moving on in more news, following the submission of Education Policy Review Commission report to the Minister of Education and Sports, we bring you the proposed recommendations the Commission envisages will form the basis of Uganda's next government white paper on education.
The Education Policy Review Commission identified that primary and secondary education has widened access to education, but has faced significant gaps in quality, equity, inclusivity, and relevance. Challenges like overcrowded classrooms, inadequate infrastructure, regional disparities, high dropout rates, shortage of adequately trained teachers continue to obstruct effective learning. It was observed that primary level curriculum does not sufficiently equip students with practical skills and foundational competencies. Also observed was the secondary level does not adequately prepare learners for the workforce, has limited focus on critical thinking and skills. It has therefore recommended deliberate integration of academic and vocational training at all levels. The Commission recommends an educational structure of a 16423, that is 1 year for pre-primary, 6 years for primary level, 4 years for O-level, 2 years for A-level, 3+ years for tertiary level. It also recommends phasing out PLE and replacing it with school-based continuous assessments, adoption of a competence-based system throughout all education levels. It further recommends all curriculum and assessment bodies, NCDC, UBTEB, Uganda Nurses and Midwives Examinations Board, Uganda Allied Health Examinations Board, UNIB and assessment functions of Directorate of Industrial Training should be merged into one body referred to as National Curriculum and Assessment. Regarding early childhood care and education, it also acknowledges some progress, but hints on uneven access, especially in rural areas and underserved communities. It has recommended a compulsory 1 year for pre-primary education for children aged 5 to 6 years to give a competent foundation before enrolling to the primary level. It recommends regulating the pre-primary sections that have been established within the public primary schools. Regarding school time, despite the primary school's curriculum setting 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. as official teaching time, it observes that primary pupils are being taught 8 hours a day, utilizing every opportunity to teach. The situation is exacerbated by heavy homework assignments that prioritize memorization over practical. The Commission recommends regulation and enforcement of instructional hours, that is, pre-primary section to have 4 hours from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. For primary level P1 to P6, it recommends 7 hours from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Secondary level, it recommends 8 hours from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Commission noted that even though technical and vocational education and training has over time become more recognized, societal stigma attached to this field hampers its effectiveness.
Most of people think that people who go for TVET or who branch at senior for certificate and go for technical education, they think that we are failures. No, we are not failures, because we study with people who have got first grade and they opt to go for technical education. Or you find someone is not interested in A level and he sees a future in branching.
It notes that the TVET programs are often underfunded, misaligned with industrial needs, and viewed as a minor choice. It also observes that there are not enough chances for hands-on training and internships. The Commission recommends mandatory affiliation of TVET institutions to industries or communities of work. It also recommends phasing out of instructors in TVET institutions who are not industrial practitioners. In total, there are 284 recommendations. The Education Policy Review Commission believes if they are implemented, will make Uganda's education system more meaningful and impactful, hence producing all-round quality education products. What awaits these submitted education policy proposals? The Education Ministry will now constitute a team which will study and analyze them. Then will draft a government white paper which will be submitted to Cabinet for policy adoption. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Now, National Resistance Movement Deputy Secretary General Rose Namayanja Nsereko has commended the mothers and fathers unions in charge for their contributions in nurturing young people to become responsible and fruitful citizens. Namayanja made the remarks at St. John's Church, Nakanyonyi in Mukono as they raised funds and in this activity. Meanwhile, in his sermon, Reverend Jasper Cheyune urged the faithful to be kind to each other and make sure that they understand each other for a harmonious stay. I'm so sorry, there was a technical glitch on that story, but we'll have details later on. Now, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, has acknowledged that Uganda has a housing deficit of 2.4 million. During the Habitat for Humanity Home Equals campaign, Nabakova said that the ministry is working with Habitat for Humanity to provide adequate housing for all.
Habitat for Humanity is calling upon the government to constitute a housing fund to cater for the most vulnerable in the communities. The call was made during Home Eco's campaign award ceremony organized by Habitat for Humanity to empower and elevate communities with better housing. The Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, noted that through strong collaborations with partners, the housing deficit gap will be bridged.
We have 2.4 housing deficit in the country, and as a ministry we cannot do this alone to narrow the gap. We need partners like Habitat for Humanity to narrow this gap. Even this year we presented a housing strategy to Cabinet, and we are happy that we got support from members of Cabinet. Now the next thing is getting funding.
Let us ensure that discussions on the housing fund, which provide low-income earners with access to credit for the housing needs, takes center stage in the August House. We need a housing fund for the vulnerable and the less fortunate among us. This fund to be able to support land acquisition for development of affordable housing. Furthermore, we must advocate for tax reductions on materials like cement and low-gauge roofing iron sheets to make essential building resources more affordable.
Housing experts noted that with the fresh talent, innovation and climate-smart housing solutions, it will go a long way to address challenges of affordable housing in informal settlements.
Parliament have tried to harness and put in place housing policies and practical solutions in regard to increased access to affordable housing finances.
Abana abawala lero tubadde tubeera n'amazzi nga gali wala ku luzzi balina genda ku luzzi osobola okufuna amazzi ago naye nsuubira every village has 4 kati ekitegeeza nti omwana ne bw'aba atuuse asobola okusena amazzi okumpi omwana omuwala n'afuna amazzi ago mu budde ate n'asobola okudda ewaka okufuna obulungi bw'ekitundu kyaffe. Tweyanza Habitat, tweyanzeege ne National Water mwe balukola omulimu omulungi ogwo kuba si kyangu naye ffenna as Gondi Kamwokya 2 parish tulina villages 10 ne ffenna buli omu alina amazzi.
Over the past 2 years, Home Eco's campaign has recognized several achievers towards promoting better and affordable housing. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Over 1,000 schools under the Universal Primary Education have benefited from the science kits that help the pupils to learn the practical aspect of science. School administrators of the benefiting schools commended the support of the Ministry of Education and Sport, saying that the science kits have helped the learners to perform well in science.
This is the journey to Namunyolo Primary School, Buvuma District, found in Lake Victoria, Buvuma Islands. Namunyolo Primary School is among the schools that benefited from science kits, courtesy of Riverflow International Science Teachers Initiative, with support from the Ministry of Education and Sports. Science kits are a collection of materials and equipment that allow learners to learn science through hands-on experiments.
We are the one that made the science kits, and we are a group of science teachers, researchers and innovators, and we are looking at solving challenges related with learners everyday cramming, rehearsing, to replicate the same things they cram in class to pass exams. But we wanted them to really feel the experience of learning, to make sure that they learn as they do, to make sure that as they learn, they are loving it, they are having fun, and it is interesting.
The previous period results, science was the best subject to be done here. Then on top of that, it has made learning real. These days, these children can even touch, they feel those items inside that kit. So, which helps them to learn better.
It can easily make them to understand since there is observation, and also the teacher can easily explain. As you are using that material or equipment, the learner, if you are explaining the learner can easily understand because the learner is observing and also is touching.
Leaders in Buvuma district commend the initiative of introducing science kits in primary schools, which help learners engage with scientific principles through direct participation.
My appeal to the Minister of Education is to provide more science kits to all schools, especially in Buvuma district and other hard-to-reach areas.
In the rural schools of Ruero district, science kits have caused improved performance in science at primary leaving examinations level.
Immovable joints. So these are mainly the two types of joints.
This is the neck vertebra. All of you, neck vertebra.
Neck vertebra.
Neck vertebra.
Neck vertebra.
The experimentation we do together with the learners have helped them to get the science facts. So I've seen them loving learning, being practical. So we have improved a lot, and the children feel it's like fun. Learning is like fun, and yet they are getting scientific concepts. So it has brought or made learning become real and meaningful.
It is a topic which is about the major body organs. The moment we take there those, for example, the skeletal system, and those observers, those learners observe, sincerely speaking, they understand more.
It has done a very good job to us. Therefore, a science kit has provided with equipments that have improved on our performance in science. I used to get 40 in science, but now I get 70s and above.
Administrators of the beneficiary schools challenge the Ministry of Education and Sports to reach out to all schools in the country.
To thank the Ministry of Education for providing us with the science kits, which have helped our children to improve on their performance. And I'm kindly requesting the ministry to provide the same materials to even other schools so that they also benefit as we are benefiting.
The supply of science kits in UPE schools started in 2021 to help learners appreciate science. So far, over 1,000 primary schools across the country have benefited.
The Indian High Commission and the Indian Association of Uganda has organized a Children's Global Village at Kampala Parent School. The event, attended by the Indian High Commissioner to Uganda and his wife, showcased an impressive array of young talents from various fields. The focus was on communication skills, entrepreneurship, bakery, and innovation to inspire and empower children from diverse backgrounds, explore and develop their skill.
Global Village, where children are also a value addition in to build the communication skill, the entrepreneurial skill, the social gathering to become a leader, to become a young entrepreneur, to be an innovator.
This started with a little team that came together with Madam Duit Rawat, and we all enforced that we wanted a platform for the children. This is something new in Uganda, and we want diversity and unity together. We have all grown together, so for that reason we thought, let's open it up to everyone and bring something for the children by the children. As you can see, today has been a super hit with all these excited little children here. And we look forward to partnering with more international schools to come forward and we have a better cultural unity for bringing these children with skills of entrepreneurship, communication, friendships from different cultures, and togetherness.
Now, while bringing out the talents of the young children, we are also trying to bring up their entrepreneurship, because whatever they are making it here or whatever they are producing, they have to also sell it to the society within here, so that we are also bringing their entrepreneurship, and Indian Commission and Indian Association is helping them to do this. And this money, whatever they collected, they are also going to donate to the less privileged.
And this event is focused upon channelizing the talent of our young children, motivate them, bring up the talent in an organized forum, and use the resources generated from such events for the welfare of the other children.
The Indian High Commissioner to Uganda has flagged off a food distribution initiative to support school children across several districts of Uganda. The food items earmarked for areas like Kampala, Mabira, Jinja and Iganga targets 2,500 students. This initiative is spearheaded by Shrimad Love and Care Uganda, the Indian organization that focuses on addressing critical needs in the region. Apart from its feeding program, the organization plays an active role in improving lives through water supply solutions, women empowerment, vocational training, agriculture, sustainability, and healthcare services.
Also extend your hands in humanitarian service and support. Kindly contact us. The email has been circulated.
Another collective forum, collective initiative, and as much as this name you see, Srimad Raj Chandra, it's a foundation promoted by a saint from India, and he was professing upon the welfare of the underprivileged section of the society. So the organizers have taken a wonderful initiative of organizing the food items for those people who need it.
By the blessings of Pujya Gurudev, Shri Rakesh Ji, last year 2024, we served 1,200 children around different states in Uganda. We covered Matuga, Nasambia, Jinja, Mabira and Iganga. This year 2025, we have been blessed with more children to 3,300 students in different parts. We have included Mithiana, Kayunga, Luero and other states. We are thanking all of us, all the people who contributed and helped us and their support. We have been blessed by Gurudev, Pujya Shri Gurudev Rakesh Ji for giving us the blessings and support and encouraging us to have this year in year, and it will keep on going day by day and year by year.
Chivubuka Primary School in Jinja City, once a thriving institution since its establishment in 1947, now struggles with poor infrastructure, inadequate sanitation and security risks due to years of neglect. Take a look.
Chivubuka Primary School, a once thriving institution in Jinja City, has been struggling to provide a safe and supportive environment for its learners. Established in 1947, the school has a rich history but has lost its former glory.
Minister of Trade, that is Mr. Gume. We have Katikiro of Disibu Soga, has also gone through this school. We have Paul Mubiwa, has gone through this school. We have Kawangu Zidan, is also a prominent person, and there are very many doctors and engineers who have gone through. There are many who are working with the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, and they all pass through this school. So we call upon them to come back home and put things right.
Jinja City Inspector of Schools, Kagoda Stephen, says government is partnering with stakeholders to improve learning conditions.
Because Chivubuka was one of the best performing schools in Jinja. It used to produce children who score 4 aggregates. So tulikwenda tuile kugirore hiyo. More so when they have at least given us a hand in improving and renovating the school.
With over 700 students and only 12 latrine instances, poor sanitation poses a risk of waterborne diseases.
The curtain walls are not there. There's no privacy for children. They're in a terrible condition. And especially the girl child, when you look at those latrines, the doors are not there. You can't see any door on the latrines. The parents no longer support schools. They no longer support school. Period. And they are the same houses teachers are using. Especially when you enter some of those houses as if they are for pigs. But the few teachers who have endeavored to stay here are really enduring.
The lack of perimeter fence has made the school grounds unsafe, exposing students to crime and other risks. Rusted iron sheets leak during rains, disrupting running.
We also make courtesy walk to their homes. We move from house to house requesting for parents to give us children, and we also see where they come from, our children, where they come from. I've been moving.
The Rotary Club of Chira has pledged support, with President Millicent Bulafu urging individuals, clubs and partners to join the cause.
The structures are dilapidated. We are going to renovate these structures so that they provide a clean and desirable environment for our children to learn. Like you can see, the structures also have a rusted roof, and this school is harvesting rainwater from this rusted roof. So the Rotary Club of Chira is going to improve on the roof by painting it so that it can give off clean water.
Kivubuka Primary School struggles highlight the broad education challenges in Uganda. Robert Katamba for UBC News.
At this point in time,
thank you so much for watching UBC News tonight from 10 p.m. It's now 15 minutes to 11 p.m. We'll leave you with a game from the La Liga where Real Sociedad will be versing Espanyol. My name is Sharon Chondisha, and have a good night.
Want to keep an eye on there whether Udinese do indeed go with the 4-4-2 that they played against Venezia, or whether it